Hello, in this video I'm going to compare the Logitech C920 with the built-in iSight on my Apple Macbook Pro, which is a 2014 model by the way. So there are actually several ways that you can use this webcam and attach it to the device you're trying to use it with. There's this sort of main clamp thing which you can see here. There's also this sort of mini flap thing that I can sort of fold out like that, which allows you to sort of attach it to the top of a MacBook or a laptop, and the webcam itself can sort of pivot like this. So not that it really matters, but it's a pretty good looking webcam with a fairly long USB wire coming out of it as well, so should be pretty versatile, pretty easy to use with whatever setup you've got. And also there is actually a screw mount on the bottom for attaching this to a tripod, which is really good as well. So the first major difference is that this Logitech webcam is full HD, which is 1920 by 1080p pixels, which means that you'll get a lot of detail in the image, so you can make out individual hairs on my face and on my head. Now the frame rate is really good on this webcam. You can see everything looks really smooth. The colours are pretty good as well. Now this camera also has autofocus, so if I move my hand close to the camera, you can see that it focuses on my hand, and quite quickly it focuses on my head again. So let me show you what happens if you move the Logitech camera to a window. You can see that it does adjust slowly to the lighting conditions, but everything else outside of the light source isn't completely underexposed. So what that means is that if you're using this as a webcam and you've got something bright in the background, you're not going to be having huge changes in the overall exposure in the image. So this is video from the built-in iSight, and you can see the colours aren't bad, but the image is a little bit grainy, and obviously because the resolution is lower you lose out on a lot of detail, so you can't see individual hairs on my head, for instance. Regarding autofocus, everything sort of seems to be in focus wherever I place it, which I don't quite understand. I think technically it's because it's got a very small aperture, which means that all the light getting to the camera sensor is in focus, which means that there's less light overall, which tends to make an image more grainy. So that might explain the increased graininess with the iSight. And how does it handle changes in light condition? Well, if I move this to a window, you can see it adjusts quite quickly, but actually it's adjusted to the window and now everything else is dramatically underexposed. Because the built-in iSight leaves everything underexposed that isn't the light source, basically what that means is if you've got something really bright, say a reflection in the background or a light on or something, if you're using your built-in iSight, that will be really bright and everything else will be underexposed. And if you move sort of from side to side as well, so for example you might block out a light source, what you'll see is dramatic changes in the overall sort of exposure in the image, which is just no good. And you don't get that with this Logitech camera. So the C920 handles this dark room really well. The frame rate is exactly the same, so all in all very impressive and really usable, which is really good considering the room is so dark. The built-in iSight doesn't handle this dark room very well at all. The image is very grainy. You can see that it's changed the frame rate on the video, so not really a success. So in conclusion, I think this is a great quality webcam for the money. The image quality is very clear because of the resolution, the colours are good, the autofocus is good, and it works really well in dark conditions. So I'm really pleased that I'll be using this for my live streams. Certainly the reviews I've read online about this webcam have said that this is perfect for sort of YouTube gaming channels to film yourself. You could also use this for Skype and other video messaging services like that. In fact, the quality is so good that I think you could actually probably just film reviews and normal YouTube videos using this webcam. There are several more expensive versions of this webcam, like the 925 or something and the 930e, but I got this one for about £30 from Amazon.com, and I'll leave a link to it down below, and I'll see you next time for another unboxing and review.